Hi everyone, it's Langel here from Langel Designs, and today we're going to take a look at a tutorial for just a basic beanie. Now the pattern for this has all the different sizes, and I've got tags on it because I'm getting ready for a craft fair and I have to put down what size the hats are. So before I get into the description and just the materials and the such, these are the kid size. This is for a 6 to 10-year-old, so all of the sizes and the finished dimensions are going to be in the PDF pattern that I will post the link to, and you can download the pattern, and I have included all the different sizes from, I think it's from 3 months, 2 years and up. I found the 3-month size, just wasn't really, I didn't like the way it turned out, so I left that out. So I started 2 years and up. All right, so today when I do the tutorial, I'm going to do the 6 to 10-year-old because I'm still working on those. But I just want to show you here, like here it is just in the plain blue. I did a variegated color up here with some burgundy that matched, and then I like to do the ribbing at the bottom, and I'll show you how to do that. And I alternate, there's 3 rows, and I alternate a row of the plain color with the variegated with the plain. And here's just another plain blue one. This one shows the colors a little bit better what I'm talking about. So when it comes down to the ribbing, I alternate the plain with the color contrast with the plain, and it just kind of makes it nice. And the color combinations you can do, they turn out really, really nice. So let me set these to the side here. All right, so today I'm going to show you the 2 different color combination, just because I'll show you how I change the colors and stuff. But if you want to do it just in the single color, it's very easy. You just keep on going with the one color and the instructions are the same. So for the hat, the materials are pretty much standard for each one. Just as you get up in the sizes of the hat, you'll just need a little bit more yarn, but it doesn't take too much. So you are going to need a 5mm crochet hook, which is an H. All right, and I'm using worsted weight yarn, and that's what it calls for. So that's what the sizes are done on. When you're looking at it, it's basing it on a worsted weight yarn. Okay. So stitch abbreviations, nothing too drastic. There is, if you're going to do the ribbing at the bottom instead of just doing a row of single crochets to finish it off, you need to know the back post half double crochet and the front post half double crochet, and I will show you those. Other than that, there's the chain, half double crochet, single crochet, the stitches, magic ring, and at the end of each row, I have the stitch count in parentheses at the end of the row, so you can keep track of your stitches. Okay, and you will need a stitch marker, but once again, when I'm using and working in the round, I just make my magic ring tail long, and I use that. Okay, so we're going to start our project today, the hat. I'm going to start with my burgundy. So once again, I will post any related tutorials in the description box, as well as the link to where you can scroll down and find the PDF free downloadable pattern, okay? Excuse me, I have a bit of a frog in my throat. All right, so for a magic ring, what we're going to do is I'm going to move this yarn out of the way so it's not so, no, not such right there. All right, so for magic ring, again, leave a bit of a longer tail if you're going to use your yarn to keep track of where your stitches are. You're going to rest the tail over your fingers, loop it around so that you've got, almost looks like just a ring, but you're going to come in through, pull up that working yarn, and make a single crochet. That does not count as anything, that's just to anchor your magic ring. Okay, that does not count. Now for round 1, it wants us to put 8 half double crochets in the magic ring. So that's yarn over, put your hook in, yarn over and pull up another loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's 1. Yarn over, put your hook through, yarn over and pull it up, yarn over, pull through all 3. There's 2. Again, yarn over, put your hook down through the ring, yarn over and pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, don't be worried that your ring's not closed, that it doesn't look right, because you're going to now pull that tail and tighten it up. And there. And again, don't be worried. You're not going to join your ring because we're going to be working in the round. So don't worry that it's a little bit spread apart. That will all come together. Trust the process. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you here, so it's a little easier to see. All right, so now that was round 1. For round 2, I'm making sure that my tail is towards the front here so I can see where I'm going to be. It wants us to put 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. And so we should have 8 here right now. So if you're not sure, just start counting from the back, going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do. So we're going to put 2 half double crochets in each, in each stitch. And by now I'm just assuming that you understand the half double crochet. If you need help with that or a refresher, the link will be posted in the description box to the tutorial. But these are fairly straightforward. Okay. Oops. All right. You can count as you're going. I'm going to double check mine here in a second because I wasn't totally counting. Because sometimes where you need to stop isn't quite where you think you need to. So, and again, those stitch counts are there for a reason. Never hurts to double check. I have a feeling I need to do 2 more, but let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I need to do 2 more because we need 16 total. Okay, so 2 more. So that finishes round 2. And again, don't panic. As you can see, my magic ring's coming apart a little bit. I'm just going to pull it to tighten it up again. And I'm going to move my tail up above here. So now for round 3, we're going to do a half double crochet in the first stitch. And then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the next, which is going to do our increases. And that's what our repeat is around. We're going to put 1 half double crochet in the next, followed by 2 in the next one. And we're going to just keep repeating this around until we get to the end. And then I'll show you what we're going to do for the next row, next round. So these hats work up fairly quickly. And like I mentioned before, they don't seem to take too much yarn. So I find when I have like part balls left after some projects, I just set them aside, and when I get in a couple of color combinations that work well together, I'll make a hat and set it aside, because They're great for at craft fairs and stuff. And plus, if you have kids that are young kids, half the time they come home from school or daycare and they're like, I lost my hat. And then you're just like, well, here, take this one. My kid has outgrown that time period though. But back in the day, I don't know how many times he'd be like, Mommy, I can't find my hat. All right, so we're gonna do half double crochet and finish off with the increase because we've come to the end here. Your increase rounds are always going to finish off with 2 half double crochets in the last stitch, okay? And I'm just, again, just kind of pulling that to make sure that my magic ring stays closed. So now for round 4, we're going to put half double crochets in the next 2 stitches and then 2 in the next. So half double crochet in that one and a half double crochet in the next, followed by 2 in the next one. And that's what we're repeating around. So a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So if you want to pause your video there, and I'll work my way around to the end and I'll meet you back at the end of the round, right back. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of round 4 here, and my last stitch, I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in it, because remember we always end our round with the increase. So now for round 5, I'm going to move my tail up to count it as my stitch marker. Then I'm going to put a half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 half double crochets in the next. 1 and 2. That's the repeat around. Half double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 in the next. So if you want to pause the video there again, whoop, my yarn split. I will work my way around, and we will meet back at the end of the round, and we'll show you what you're going to do in round 6. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm getting to the end here. I have 1 stitch left, so I'm going to put my 2 half double crochets in there to finish off that round. I'm going to move my tail up and pull it towards the front. Then for round 6, we're going to do a half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 into the next. 1, 2, and that is the repeat around. We're going to half double crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the next. So that is the repeat around. If you want to press pause and then come back when you're reached, we'll get to the end of the round, and I'll show you what we're going to do after that. Be right back. Okay, so again, we're at the end of round 6, and I have 1 stitch left, so I'm going to put my 2 half double crochets in there. I'm going to pull my yarn tail up and back so that I can keep track. We're going to put a half double crochet. So in round 7, we're going to half double crochet in the next 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the next. 1, 2, and that's the repeat around. So we're going to half double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the next one. So if you want to press pause again and work your way around, and I'll meet you back at the end of the round again, and we'll move on to round 8 after that. Be right back. Okay, so I'm at the end of round 7, and I just have my 1 stitch left. So here goes my 2 half double crochets in that last stitch to finish off that round. I'm going to pull my tail forward to mark my stitch. Now, for round 8, it's the last of the increase rounds, but it's done a little different than the, you can see there's an obvious pattern to making the rounds in rounds 1 to 7. But for round 8, you're going to put a half double crochet in the next 13 stitches. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and then you're going to do 2 half double crochets in the next one. And you're going to do this all the way around. You're going to do another 13 and then another increase, followed by 13 other increase until you get to the end. So if you want to press pause and meet me back at the end of the round, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Be right back. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch, so I will put my 2 half double crochets in that, and this finishes round 8, and it also finishes the increase rounds. So from now on, there's no more increases. So you'll notice in the pattern, and again, the length, depending on the size you're doing, there will be so many rounds before you get to the ribbing, and all they are is just half double crochet around. Never hurts to check your stitch count to make sure that you've got your proper number of stitches before you keep going. And you're going to notice this is going to start kind of turning into a bit of a bowl. That's normal, and that's what you want. So now, if you're just going to use one color, you do rounds 9 to 21 in the same color. You're not going to change anything. When I change my colors, I change mine on round 13. So you're going to notice when you, if you check out the PDF pattern, I've also included spaces for you to keep track of just the half double crochet round, so you can keep track of where you're at. On the size 6 to 10, again, customizable, you can change the colors whenever you want. You can change the colors more than once if you want. I change at round 13. So for round 9, you're going to want to still use your tail or your stitch marker to mark where you're at. You're just going to half double crochet in each stitch around. So if you want to do that, press pause, and I'm going to get mine done up until the end of round 13, or just about the end of round 13, because I'm going to show you how I change the color. Because where you're not joining at the end of every round and you're working kind of basically in a spiral, if you don't change it properly, you get like a ziggy-zaggy kind of look to the color change. I'll show you how to get a somewhat level color change. So you're going to half double crochet in each stitch around for the next however many rounds you want to do. If you want to just do it all one color, you just keep going. But if you just press pause, I'm going to do up to the end of round 13 here. And I will be back to show you how I change the colors. Be right back. Okay, so I've reached the end of round 12, and I'm going to cut my burgundy yarn. Now, I'm going to also pull what I've been using as my stitch marker just to the inside. And now, what I'm going to do, just so that, because if we keep on going like this, we're going to have a very noticeable color change. I'm going to put my hook in through here, I'm going to add my new color and pull that through with just like a slip stitch. I'm going to take my tail of my new color and just kind of make it a little longer, because that's going to be my new stitch marker so that the color blends together. And what I'm also going to do is just tie it to the piece and knot it that was just finished off, and we'll weave those ends in when we're done. So now I'm going to pull that forward. Where I slip stitched those two together, I am going to put a half double crochet, and I'm going to continue going around with my half double crochets of my new color, just like I did the other same way I was doing half double crochets around to all the other rows. So now for rows 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, I'm going to just half double crochet around, and you can do the same with your new color, or if you're keeping with the same color you had. I've got a knot in my yarn. If you're going to use the same color all the way through, just press pause until you are ready to start the ribbing, which is going to happen at around 19. So there we go. I'm going to just half double crochet all the way around, keep on going. And when you get to the end here and you put the half double crochet in this one, you're just going to keep doing the half double crochets in the next, and it will close that up and it won't be a problem. I'll show you when I get around to the other side. So press pause and do rounds 13 to 18 with your half double crochets in whichever color you're using, and meet me back here and I'll show you how to do the ribbing. Be right back. Okay, so I have just finished round 18 and this is what it looks like so far. Now when you finish round 18, you have two options. You can do 3 more rounds of half double crochet followed by a round of single crochet, or you can do the ribbing. I find, in my opinion, and then it might just be me, the ribbing makes it look much more finished, and it helps keep the shape a little bit too. It won't be so stretchy and stretched out. So to do the ribbing, much like when we change the color on here, I'll show there, it's not quite as where my color changes. There's a little slight difference in the elevation of one row to the next, but not as bad as if we had just kept on going without slip stitching there. So again, I'm going to slip stitch into the next one just so that we're kind of making it level, and then we're going to chain 3. That's going to count as our first back post half double crochet. So for the ribbing, you are going to alternate back post and front post half double crochet. So for the front post half double, you're going to yarn over, put your hook in through from the front, behind the next post, and come out through from the front, yarn over and pull up your yarn, yarn over and pull through 3 just like you're doing a half double crochet. Then for the back post, yarn over, come from the back, wrap it around the front of the post and come out the back and pull it up, yarn over and pull through all 3 to finish your half double crochet. Front post in from the front, tuck it around the back of the post and come back out through the front, yarn over, pull through, so you got your 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. And this is what we're going to repeat all the way around, alternating the front and the back post. And I find sometimes that happens a lot when I'm trying to do my back post. So if it does to you too, don't worry. My yarn slips off. So we're going to go in from the back, out to the front, back to the back, finish our half double crochet. Then we'll do a front. I find the fronts are so much easier. And this is what we're going to do all the way around. Now, if you want, if you're working in the same color as you have been all throughout your hat, you're just going to do 3 rows like this. I like to put the middle row, the second row of it, in the contrast color. So what I'm going to do is get to the end of the round, and I'm going to show you how I change the color, because we're not going to fasten it off either, because we're going to need to use this color again when we get to the last round. So I'm going to keep working. If you want to press pause and keep working around to get to the end of the round, and we'll meet back here and I'll show you how to change the color. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back to where I did my starting with my beginning chain 3, and that counted as my first back post. I finished with the front post. So what I'm going to do is slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, but I'm not going to finish the slip stitch with this color. I'm going to take my contrast color and use that to pull through and finish the slip stitch. Then I'm going to tie those together so they're nice and snug, and it closes the hole up nicely. And then I'm going to chain 3 with my contrasting color. And where you had your front post before, you're going to do front post again. Back post on the back post, front on the front post. So yarn over, front post, half double crochet, yarn over a back post on the back post from below, yarn over, do the front post, and you're going to repeat this around until you get back to the beginning. And then we'll start the final round. So if you want to press pause, and then I'll show you what I'm at when we get to the end of the round. Right back. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the round. So I'll do the last front post here. So now we're going to switch back to our other color. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, but we're going to finish the slip stitch with the previous color. I'm going to cut my burgundy yarn off, and I'm going to tie it again in a knot with that other color. Just tuck that in. We'll be weaving those all in. Yay, weaving it in when we're all done. So now I'm going to chain 3 again. And I'm going to go right back in with my front post in the next one, alternating with my front and back post, half double crochet all the way around. My yarn has split. There we go. So once again, if you want to keep working on yours and press pause, and then when you get to the end of your round, I'll do the same, and we'll meet back up and I'll show you about just finishing it off. All right, be right back. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the round. I'm just going to finish off the last of the back post half double crochets, and here's my last front post half double crochet. Now we have our starting chain 3 from the round. We're going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 3. Try to get both. There we go. And we're going to fasten off our yarn, pull through, pinch and pull, and we'll weave that in. And just toss that other yarn to the side there. Let's just tuck our ends up in the inside the hat. So there you go. Look at that. So that's just the basic beanie, and like I said, see how the ribbing just gives it a bit more stretch at the bottom, but it makes it hold its shape. And I like doing the alternating the rows because it gives that nice little contrasting band. It just kind of highlights it. All right, so that is for the ages 6 to 10. The PDF pattern that I'm going to put online there will have from ages 2 and up, all the way up to through to adults. The whole concept is the same, just depends on how many increases you have and how many rows you're going to do. And I have little tracker areas for each size if you want them to do those. So If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you like the video, please give it a like. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for other tutorials. Lots of things are planned. We're going to do a crochet along, and I think I'm going to do that with the sweater that I posted in the community section. I think that might be something fun to do, and I might do it in like a live. Might go live with that one. We'll see. So anyway, that is the basic beanie. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.